Okay, I'm gonna try and not geek out because I'm super excited. I'm with Teri from Tulsa Haunted Tours in Tulsa, Oklahoma. How the hell did you find all these places? Are they famous already? And she has 2 books too. So tell me about the tours. How did you come up with this?
Well, I've been running a haunted history tour in Tulsa, Oklahoma for 18 years. I sell out every year by word of mouth. I'm very proud of that. And I started because I worked at a place that was haunted. And it made me kind of look a little bit more into the paranormal. And I started a paranormal research team, one of the first in Oklahoma. Started that back in early 2000s. I was actually investigating paranormal activity around Tulsa before it was as seen on TV. So I have been investigating a long time, researching the paranormal and the Oklahoma's history and the urban legends, and it's just been a blast.
And what's the biggest attraction for the tour?
The haunted places to go inside, and I have a lot of locals even that get off my tours and say they lived there all their lives and didn't know the history, and they really love the history, and so it's a really good history lesson.
Is it maybe places like homes, or is it
There's museums, there's schools, there's bars, there's restaurants. I do a haunted pub crawl that's really fun. I take people around and I drink with them. We tell stories, and it's really fun. And then
what's your favorite story?
What's my favorite story? Probably the place that I worked.
Which place?
I worked at an apartment complex, and there was a brutal murder that occurred there.
What kind of murder?
Very, very bad. It was a young woman. She was 24 years old, and when they got to her apartment, she had been just literally obliterated with a knife. I mean, they cut off her breast, he gutted her privates. They said it was back in the 80s, and they said it was probably one of the most gruesome murders to date in Tulsa at that time.
Is that apartment still there?
Yes.
And do they rent out that apartment?
Yes, and
Does someone live there and you bring people?
yeah, they rent it out. Some people notice it, some people don't.
So do you go inside their apartment and they're like, "Oh, come on in"?
I don't take people to the apartments, but I do take them to different locations like theaters, things like that. And rooms and things like that.
And you have 2 books. Tell me about your book.
I do. I was published in 2010, Tulsa's Haunted Memories by Arcadia Publishing. They're the largest publisher of history books in the United States. And then last year, at the beginning of the pandemic, my second book came out, and it's about Tulsa. It's 100 Things to Do in Tulsa Before You Die. It's a bucket list. We like the die stuff.
You all need a trip to Tulsa.
Sure do. Sure do. Thank you.
So cool.